Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. And also keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. All right, folks, today we're going to take a look at Evgo, which was requested by somebody in the comments in a previous video. If you have a ticker that you would like to see me cover, please put the ticker symbol only, not the name of the company, but just the ticker symbol in the comments below. And I'll reply to you if I see it and add it to the list, and I'll let you know. So if I don't reply to you and you'd still like me to cover it, wait a few days and then drop it in a comments either on the same video or on a new one, and just sometimes things get lost in the shuffle, so resurfacing it to the top will help. All right, so Evgo is having quite a down year. I believe at this point, around 770-ish. It's got to be at all-time lows, right? So kind of down in no man's land, wondering where the floor is. There's some obvious things that stand out to me to the upside. This 1078. A big zone if it can make a push up there. But first things first is it's not really in a channel. It's more like it's keeps this downtrend alive for the most part. That's what it looks like it's doing. Even with a little bit of push out of there. Oh, I can't even stretch this down further. Poor Evgo. Okay, let me see. Okay. That works. So, on this downtrend, if it's going to continue bouncing, I mean, that's fine. But the obvious issue with that is that just means it continues to work itself lower and lower and lower. And we don't really see it putting up much of a fight. I mean, here a little bit. Sorry, I grabbed the wrong one. Here a little bit, you see held support there and tried to make a run up and then held support briefly, but now it's fallen through and now has flipped this to resistance as of yesterday. And so this 837, regaining that as support would be the first step to trying to make a run at that 1078. Now, obviously, the declining highs also aren't helping things here. If we look at the trend line here, right? So it's not quite in a parallel channel, but it certainly has, it's caught between these two trend lines that are sort of on a collision course with each other. I don't know that anyone wants to see that play out. It might get, I don't know where they collide. Certainly nowhere on this chart, maybe in the $5 range. I don't know, but I don't think that anyone on the bullish side of things wants to see it play out that direction. But these are the things that I would look for in the nearish term. Can it spring itself out of the space between these two trend lines? Can it establish 837 supports and make a run at 1078 that looks significant? And even then, if it does, even if it bounces off, that's fine. But can it hold 837? If it retests that support level, that would obviously be super, super critical. On the order flow side of things, you see a bunch of nothing and then some large scale outflow coming in today. And so it looks like it's quite a bit actually of the volume. So coming out quite heavy, and I don't know if institutions are sort of fleeing or they're certainly staying away for the most part, it looks like, but I don't know how heavy any of them might already be in. But we have seen stocks like this that at some point they can turn it around. We do see an uptick in volume lately compared to previous, like the last time we saw a jump in volume was when we had this big gap up, but then it just has fallen apart since then. And this is the first sort of uptick in volume that we've seen since that period. There was this big lull, and so that could play a factor. Obviously, it's been a bunch of sell volumes. That's not what the bulls want to see. But if that volume flips to some bullish volume, then that could be what it needs to get itself back to that 837 support level. Now, on the data side of things, shorts are in this one relatively heavy. You see utilization up here almost 85%, a little bit of a fee. We'd need to see that fee jump up quite a bit if anything like a short squeeze can start to form or take place. Well, and you need to string together a bunch of green days here and get this truck turned around. But we do see Ortex is estimating today 14.58% of the free float being shorted on Evgo. So over 10, I consider to be, a bit of pain coming from the short sellers. And then certainly as it gets 15 or above, it starts to feel like it's quite oppressive sometimes, and is bringing a lot of distorted selling pressure into the stock. So I would keep an eye on that just to make sure that it doesn't continue to get crazy out of whack. And if it does, what's happening with the cost? Is that coming up as well? Is that getting significantly high, ideally in the high double digits, like over 40, 50, but could certainly get into triple digits. And if that happens, then is whoever is in this play, retail or whomever, able to stabilize the price or certainly get it moving in a different direction? If so, then potentially squeeze could take formation, but it's a pretty challenging thing to effectuate, especially in a stock that's sitting at all-time lows. At the moment, shorts might be coming in hot and heavy, just thinking that they can kind of finish the job. I don't know. That's obviously big speculation, but just something to consider if you are in this one or if you're jumping into this one. Well, thanks a bunch for watching. I appreciate it, and I, of course, do wish you the best of luck no matter what you're trading. I will see you in the next video.